So, concert going. In this day and age, everyone has a cell phone. Everyone has like a phone with a massive, amazing camera on it. So concerts these days are from the first night. You could basically look up the entire concert. They're often live streamed. If not, if you can't get a good live stream, if you want to later look up a show and see like what every piece of the show was, you can easily do that now in 2025. And you have been for a while. I mean, it's been this way for a while. People have had smartphones for a long time. Obviously, the quality's kept going up and up. I think about this. I'm making this video specifically because I'm thinking about my experience seeing Beyonce. But this can go for any experience. So I saw Beyonce for my third time, I guess technically fourth, because I went to Rennie twice this summer. And I did this in Renaissance, and I also did this in Cowboy Carter tour. I purposely stayed away from everything from the tour so that way I could watch the tour and just be completely surprised at every moment, completely like taken in, not to know like, oh, well, this song's coming next, or this moment's coming out, or like in this tour, oh, Blue and Rumi are coming out here. Yeah, some things aren't avoidable. Like even though I'm avoiding like Beyonce stuff, which is very hard, especially as a Hive member when you're already like engaged in a lot of things. I had to like put not interested on some like TikTok videos coming up on my For You page or scroll past thing. I like muted Beyonce and like something like other names on Twitter and things like that. And even still doing that, like I didn't stay for it, but I quickly saw like, oh, Rumi comes out at some point. Swipe, swipe. Blue, I don't know how involved Blue is, but Blue is there again. Swipe, swipe, just doing what you can. But that way, when I go to the show, I was a survivor of DC Night 2 for Rennie, which was August 6th, 2023. I had avoided everything. I stayed with my sister, which my sister was her first time seeing Beyonce. And we both are massive Beehive, but I was lucky to enough to go to the Formation tour on like a random. Anyways, I won't go down that like rabbit hole at this time. But I we had avoided everything, so we were able to experience the show like live for the first time. We hadn't been like watching the TikTok edits or the Twitter videos and knowing like the set list and things like that. It was like she'll play some Renaissance, like we'll see what's included because it's the album she's touring at this moment. But other than that, we didn't know anything else. And I think for artists specifically like Beyonce, who's such an artist, like, you know, if you've seen her, if you've seen the videos, whatever, you know, like the backing she puts into like the choreography, the visuals, the outfits, the let alone her amazing singing capability. But all those, it's a show when you see Beyonce. And I wanted to like experience the show without having like basically experienced already online without actually going myself. And I truly believe it heightens the experience so much. I did the same thing for Cowboy Carter, and again, it was like I was surprised when I saw, and I went to Cowboy Carter July 4th weekend, and I was surprised that oh, we have Renaissance, that whole like actually like a whole little Renaissance moment. She did other songs, but like the kind of like the whole little intro, and like she did the first three songs in a row towards the end of the show. Like I was able to see that and I'm like be surprised about it, like oh my gosh, yada yada. Whereas she had been on tour since April, and people at that point had seen it. And I remember I was on the show. I was watching the show, and I'm like screaming, freaking out, like, "Oh, she's doing this song!" And yada yada. Like I had found out about these things later. Even in the crowd, like I had a fan from the first show for Heated, even though I hadn't watched the show. So I bought the fan like after, and then when I went to the second show, I like forgot. I like went to the Kansas City show. I forgot the fan, so I wasn't able to do it. But I also forgot how I went to the cinema to see the movies. But the point is, like, I didn't know about the whole Heated clap. Same thing, I didn't know about the fan. I bought a fan because it was so hot. But I didn't know about the, what song was it that people were doing the fan to? Tyrant. I didn't know about the Tyrant fan, like, moment. So when people started doing it, I started just doing it kind of just naturally. Not that I had been, like, kind of prepped to do it. I saw, like, later, people saying, okay, I'm getting ready for Beyonce. My show's coming up. I got to get my tech Tyrant fan movement right. Like, kind of practicing, like, in jest, whatever. But you're kind of like going, since you don't know things, you kind of like go with the vibe of the moment and kind of just like, you're just like going with what's happening. And it's like I truly believe it's such a heightened experience being able to see that. And then particularly for Renaissance in that case, since I saw it twice, when we went the second time, I had more of like a plan out of how things were going to go because at that point I had seen the show myself. And also right after I see the show, okay, it's like, fine, I could take the mute off of Twitter. I could go back to seeing things on TikTok or whatever it is and see more things. So the second time was like, it was still amazing, but it was like, I was like, hey, here it's coming, Blue's coming out here, and like Amari's gonna hit this sick move here or whatever it is, yada yada, and that's still fun as well. Maybe like I knew more like, oh, I want to record this bit or whatever it is. I don't know. I feel like if you haven't done that, like I said, it's very hard now to do that in terms of like if you're on social media at all, especially if like you're a Hive member or even just like whatever kind of person you support or band or group, whatever. Obviously, we get hit with a lot of like content from other fans or just like either themselves. Even like on Instagram, I avoided all of Beyonce's Instagram posts. Like I didn't want to see her outfits, anything like that. I wanted just to basically like stay away from her, as much as I could until I went to the show, so I could like be hit with everything as much as I could the first time seeing it. And I really find it so valuable, and like as I've said already, it heightens the experience. And then what makes it fun on the back end after you do that, and now it's like, okay, the gates are open. I could like look at her Instagram again. I could like go on Twitter and go on TikTok, see like the videos people have made from other shows and things like that around the country, around the world. Then I'm able to discover like, oh, look at this outfit I never saw, or look at this moment she was like really hitting yeah good here, or whatever it is, or like I don't know, like I'm able to see after that. I'm able to like go see different things, and I'm literally still discovering stuff from Cowboy Carter that I hadn't seen because I was like off of it for however many months it was on. Same with Renaissance 2 years ago. I'm getting a text message. Same with Renaissance 2 years ago. I literally am still seeing videos now and then where I'm like, oh, look at this moment. I never saw this outfit, or yada, 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 whatever it is. Even like watching the movie, what was it that came out, like December? Even watching that movie, I was able to see a bunch of outfits that maybe I hadn't seen up to that point. And it's fun, especially in this time when like Beyonce's in the go away zone. We probably won't hear from her until like next year, which is the cycle we're in right now. That's fine. But now I'm able to like still discover Beyonce videos or Beyonce moments that I hadn't seen, or other dancers on the tour, whatever it is that I hadn't seen because I'd been like basically like I went through that kind of like keeping away from it for those couple months, and it's great. So I really just want to encourage you. I tell everyone about this who like ask like that I did like that I like talking about this experience. If people say like, oh, you went to see Beyonce, how was it, whatever, I said like it was great, of course it was, but it was even better because XYZ. So if you can, I would really recommend you trying. I've seen videos now and then of people saying like, oh, my friend stayed away from everything, and like watching their reaction on tour, like mouth wide open, like taking, like it's literally like so awesome. So if you want to do that, especially I feel like don't sit there on opening night and you're going to a show a month later and watch a live stream from opening night. The other thing too that's cool about it, I'm going to keep going here, the show changes as the show goes on. Like I thought about going to like opening night, like say like for Act 3, but I was thinking about it, I was like, yeah, but by the time like she gets like later down the tour for like that whatever the Act 3 tour is, which I'm even saying that there's Act 3 tour, we're hoping that there is. I mean, we don't want to make assumptions, but like things are going to be so much different and probably even so much better by the time you're like middle end of the tour. Like even the Vegas shows looked like, so my show was like kind of towards one of the later shows this year in DC, again July 4th weekend. But even the Vegas shows, like there's maybe little different things. Obviously there's lots of surprises, other things like that. Like they had worked out some of the things, like some of the intermissions changed, some of the like the music moved around, whatever it is. Like, so if you can like wait until your show, or just maybe like not do a full, I'm going to live stream the concert, I'm going to a month later, and that way I get to the concert and I know every move, every bit of what's the next song, the intermissions, whatever. And yeah, you can still enjoy the experience that way, but it's like, wouldn't you rather be surprised, especially for someone like Beyonce, who's literally a show person? She puts on a show. I want to see what she's put together in person for the first time with my own eyes, not like through a screen. I want to see, like, I paid for this experience. I want to like experience it to the fullest of my capabilities. And if that means I have to like, okay, I have to avoid Beyonce. As much as I'm hived down, I have to avoid Beyonce stuff for like 2-3 months, whatever it is. It pays off in the end, I really feel like. So that's just my quick little advice to you. If you think about doing that, like I said, I recommend it. If you do it, let me know. Have you done it before for like Beyonce or other artists in the past? Let me know in the comments, because I'm curious to see like how I'm not a huge concert goer anyway, but I was really happy doing this with in 2023 with Rennie, doing in 2025 with Cowboy Carter, and God willing, I'll do it with Act 3 whenever Act 3 comes out, and that tour kind of goes. And I think for other artists, who knows, I might be more lax about it, kind of thing. But again, it's like, it's Beyonce. She puts on a show, and I want to experience that show live for the first time at my show. So yeah, that's just a quick little word of advice to you. Have a good one.